I'd like some Trews, here is some Trews right now. I need some Trews, here is some Trews right now. Some Trews today, dum 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 dum. Don't pretend it's just normal Trews when Simon Amstel is sat there participating with a green drink in his hand and a look of bafflement. Thank you for joining us as our first ever guest on a Trews.
It's a joy to be here, thank you for having me.
Simon, I'm honoured that you would turn up. First bit of Trews, desert island, that's where we live. How can it possibly be a desert island? What's happening, Simon?
It must be a lie?
In a way it is, because our island's not a desert island, but I suppose what it is a lie in the fact that it's an exaggeration and it's a catastrophisation of a piece of simple information. Sahara sand sends UK pollution soaring. Stay inside alert to at-risk kids and OAPs. That's basically what the Sun and the Daily Mail are telling us every day. Stay inside. Do not go out. But really what it is, I think, is there's just some sand has blown here on the wind.
Well, hang on, you haven't even read it. There could be a smog.
I don't believe in a smog.
We had the window open.
You're falling for it. It's a good job you've come on the Trews, because you're the very sort of person.
It's not come out of nowhere. There must be something must be happening, right?
Yeah. We have a capacity as human beings to feel fear. Also, there is a pre-existing mythical structure of man versus nature, that weather is out to get us. Like in the Old Testament, the Diluvian myth, the flood. Weather is going to come and get you. You're going to be flooded out of existence. The gods are punishing us. Stay inside. Your kids and OAPs will be sacrificed by the Lord. Get your pets in an ark, 2 by bloody 2. Like, it's using, like, the thing that's real is that we have a capacity to feel fear.
So you're saying we're okay, because I have left my house today. And
when you go home, Simon, you're going to be returning to a sort of an igloo made of sand. Smog, a woman in Cambridge, is having to do some rowing. Birmingham, smoggy. London, smoggy. Harrogate, smoggy. I've been all these places quite recently.
It can't be that bad, can it? Because she's on a punt. She's out for a nice day out.
Yeah.
Punting. If she couldn't breathe, she wouldn't be rowing.
Armageddon is coming. It's the end of the world. Bruce Willis is going into a spaceship to divert an asteroid. And what a lovely day. She's in every paper.
Doesn't make any sense. They'd focus on her.
I suppose. Well, why are they focusing on her? I mean, that is a nice image.
She's punting in Cambridge. She's having a lovely day out.
Everybody, stop what you are doing. A woman has gone punting in Cambridge, but she's wearing a mask. So this probably means the onset of imminent apocalypse.
It's not the right shoes for an apocalypse.
Yeah, like if you're thinking, right, the end is nigh, I'm just going to put on these nifty little flats with an open toe, no support for the apocalypse. If the 4 horsemen come rampaging along, how are you going to escape wearing those silly shoes?
Imagine if those horsemen trod on their toes.
Like, if this is real, if we're going to die of smog, don't worry about your free £10 bet. We're dying of smog, but also, why not have a £10 bet? It's the Chepton races, you know, like, so... They obviously, and like, you know, is it important that we blew it, that Chelsea lost 3-1 to Paris Saint-Germain in the context of the weather is eating us?
No.
So it's like they don't believe it either. I don't think anybody actually believes it, but I think what it does is it contributes to a general sort of frequency of anxiety, if not terror.
Like right now, everything's fine, isn't it?
We're in this room, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it isn't! There's the smog coming, you idiot! Get out there and buy some vegetables. Like, over the course of the last week, there's been a lot of, buy vegetables. We know we said 5 a day, we were being much too fucking timid.
How many now?
7!
7!
10! 25! Why are you even listening? Go and eat some vegetables. Yeah, it's like now we're supposed to be essentially like have a dialysis machine hooked up to our mouth. For God's sake! Sorry, we've not got time. Alright, there's a smog outside. Here's some more vegetables for God's sake. Put it into your nose. Spot the difference. You're better off at Asda.
What's the difference between what and what?
I don't know really.
That's broccoli and that's lettuce.
Yeah.
2 different vegetables.
They're different.
Is that what we're trying to do? Is that the game?
The game.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Broccoli is 50p.
Yeah, broccoli's 50p.
Same price, same
But if you go to another place, Sainsbury's for example,
Yes.
or Tesco's, you'll be paying more money. So essentially what Asda is saying is they will charge you less money. But there will have to have been consequences. Either they'll have temporarily reduced the price of vegetables by charging you more for other items, or they'll be paying a lot less money to people who grow vegetables.
Yes.
So there is consequences to this lovely green image.
How many shits should we be taking a day?
How many do you think? I mean,
I'm waiting to be told.
2. Don't do any more than 2, otherwise that's abnormal.
What if I've done more than 2?
Just leave the last one up, or get it back out and get a chopstick and just push it back in. Occasionally, like, our fascination with nature still well represented, that our totemic instincts to feel an attachment to nature, either in the negative through a sandstorm that's coming to kill us, or a sweet sneezing giraffe there to remind us that giraffes have anthropomorphic qualities, or they can be anthropomorphic.
But then, this advert for butter.
It's £1 for some butter if you'd like it.
That's come from a cow, which has the same feelings, same suffering as the giraffe, and yet they don't mind. They're sort of interested in this giraffe.
It's sneezing!
Yeah, its inner life, its soul.
Oh, but it's like us.
But we've stolen that from a cow.
Nah, it don't matter, cow. It's not sneezing. The giraffe is sneezing.
No, it's dying.
Well, the cow.
The cow had to die after about 4 years of exhaustion from being constantly impregnated.
If you don't want to die, perhaps cutely sneeze in a paper. Make hay while the sun shines. Family defend woman who went on spree after council accidentally gave her 52 grand. Every day in the mail, stories about model gets her knockers done on the NHS, model gets her teeth done on the NHS, woman given money by the council. They really try to push the idea that poor people are having a whale of a time at the welfare's expense. Why, Si? Why?
I don't know. It feels like they're just making everything up.
They are, mate. They're bloody well making it up.
Why are they doing this? I mean, they're just trying to sell papers, right? I think
Yes.
as much as we sort of are talking about their agendas, their agenda mainly is to sell stuff, right? And I think isn't it just a coincidence that capitalism sort of is in alignment with the things that sort of hold us down?
No, it's not a coincidence, because the people that own those papers are capitalists. Only 3 people own 70% of all British media. So
But
everything that's in there...
I don't mean a coincidence. Isn't it a sort of happy thing for them?
Oh yeah, it is.
The things that we're attracted to as consumers are fear and desire, and so they're selling those things.
Yes.
But if we were attracted to clowns, they'd put loads of clowns in.
I am attracted to clowns.
You should stop that. That was a good point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a good point. That all they've done is they've recognised that we're stimulated by a primal nature, fear and desire, and they're using it inadvertently. But what I'm saying, at this point in humanity, where that system is causing the destruction of the planet and galling inequality, we need to redress it. Like, it is nice to eat butter, isn't it? Lovely butter. But you've said there's consequences to that. It's making the cows all sad. So now I've got to try and not eat butter because of you.
Try.
I'll try. I will try to try.
Your help or your
Gum disease?
No. You got gum disease.
Don't be ridiculous. My gums have never been healthier.
I was going to say, your phlegm. You're quite phlegmy sometimes.
I've not got phlegm.
No?
There's barely any phlegm. You need some.
You had some on your bottom lip earlier. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't hear you for 5 minutes.
You should have just leaned in and sucked that phlegm straight off of there in a glorious string like a suspension bridge of snot, and then sucked it in like the spaghetti and laid in the tramp, and then the two of us could have kissed.
You expect it?
I don't expect anything. I've got no expectations. I'm too spiritual.
What about this?
Clegg crushed. Well, the Daily Mail is yearning to support Nigel Farage, the head of UKIP, because Nigel Farage don't think that anyone who's foreign should even be allowed to come in this country.
Why?
He don't like them.
Why doesn't he like them?
I think he thinks they're different than him. He wants everyone to be as much like him as possible.
Well, they are different.
For example, they might not speak this way.
Yeah. What's he worried about, do you think?
He's frightened.
Of Europe?
He's frightened of Europe, yep. Even though Europe's always been there.
Yeah.
It's not that...
And it's a made-up word, isn't it? Like Britain.
There's no real actual Europe, it's a concept Europe.
So what do we have to do to stop fighting over imaginary words and finding out who we really are?
Well, we've got to align ourselves with some fundamental cosmic truth. Because whilst this is all ephemeral nonsense, all constructions, just put it down over here. Don't worry about it, don't burn it, it's nice.
Hide it?
We can recycle it.
Recycle it.
We'll recycle it. Because some things are true, aren't they? Inherently true, innately true within ourselves. And I think as long as we shed ourselves of these illusions, then we can connect with those truths and then communicate with one another on the basis of those truths. Like you, for example, might rudely say there's some spit on my lip. But we'll get past that after a short 5-minute chat downstairs in which I berate you for saying it. But not really. I'll forgive you out of love. But like, so if we
still thinking about
it's bothered me. So, but like, if we communicate on the basis of like the truths within ourselves, now better nature, then we will emanate this truth in all of our interactions. I think the key thing is for each of us as individuals to make a sort of subtle change within ourselves, and then a network or a different kind of consciousness will begin to formulate. And the more that we recognise that this is duplicitous, deceptive information designed to keep us spellbound so that we behave within the parameters of a culture that benefits an elite, then we'll advance. But the first thing to do is connect deeply within ourselves. Should we look at some information that might help us do that, Si?
Yes.
Have questions?
I was just going to say one of the ways to do that is to stop reading these newspapers. Right?
No, I like them. They're the Trews. You don't have to buy these. I'll buy them, or I'll lick them if you want, and then I'll analyse them, and then no one else has to read them.
But how are you feeling going through them every day? Is it affecting you?
I think so. Right? Like my labial elasticity is really loosened, and I'm not getting enough veg. And it's a fucking smog outside, Simon. I'm telling you, there's the bloody smog. I think it's coming in through the windows.
It's invisible as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing about smog is you can't even look at it. It's not like an immigrant or a gay. At least you can see them. A smog might just drift in and get you. I might have an immigrant spit of smog bumming me now, for all I know. I wouldn't even know.
You've acted like you have been.
I have though. Now.
Oh, more?
I've still got something in this side. I'm still saying
let it
just
out.
leave it there. Do you think that's enough?
No, put it on the YouTube.
That's enough, Trews. Simon has vetoed it. That was some Trews, even though the next bit was the key to enlightenment. Dum 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 dum. Will you come back again to the Trews, do you think?
I don't know.
No, because the smog may have killed you. Let's get some veg down, for fuck's sake. It's a miracle we've lived this long.